Yeah, it is a big burrito. Shebang! I ain't gay, but I do gay stuff.
So this is my personal present to all of you, bringing in a happy Valentine's Day. You can be my Valentine, you can be Nova's Valentine, your right hand can be your Valentine. It's just a happy grand old time, and you know, Nova might be trying to put on some airs, he's trying to really flex on the haters. I'm intimidated, alright? He's starting his revenge tour. If you haven't really kept up, he's been going after some smaller content creators. Now, he's done this in the past before, where he'll start copyright striking people's videos. So who knows? He hasn't gone after any of the larger creators at this point, but we need some justice. It's ironic because on Too High for Stupid in the past, he literally read out verbatim what fair use is, and now he's over here just trying to slam doink all over everybody. And you know, I'm just trying to, you know, smoke peace pipe with everybody. Let's get in our circle, let's have a good time, let's hold hands, and we'll dance around and sing Kumbaya, alright? That's my whole point. We're all gonna get together, it's all gonna work out okay. And Nova, he's just gonna be prowling around, alright? He's gonna be out there, don't be afraid, alright? This isn't a Friday the 13th movie, even though it is a Friday the 13th and when this video is uploaded, so I don't know, there's maybe there are some nefarious things going on in the background, but what I know deep down is that Nova's gonna give us an honest and true representation of himself, because in the previous two videos we've been discussing how his entire lifestyle is getting extremely gross. And now we're reverting back to pre-shower days. It doesn't really look like he's been showering a whole lot recently, and the bug infestation just keeps getting worse and worse and worse.
Yeah, the rest is history. That's how my TikTok account started. April 1st, 2021, I created my account, and as you all know, on that one fateful day in June 2022, I got a viral hit with my Wingstop review. Before that, I was known as the guy who obsessed over Idaho, not knowing how bad it was at the time. Now I want nothing more than to get out of this shithole of a state. Anyways, but yeah, that's the origin of my TikTok.
And it's just absolutely revolting at this point. His hair is literally sticking to himself now. He's so greasy, he's so dirty, he's so slimy that it's just, he has no oomph to his hair anymore. There's no volume. It doesn't look like he's been electrocuted like in Home Alone. No. We're stuck with, yeah, we're just gonna create, you know, that teacher from Ned's Declassified whose hair went all the way around his head. That type of guy. That's who we're stuck with Nova over here. And the amount of flies, now I saw some people in the previous videos that said they couldn't see any flies. Where are the flies? If you can't see it from these clips, I don't know how to help you guys, alright? I'm sorry. I can only do so much at this point, but he is literally trying to bat the insects flying around him away. He's just, and it makes a lot of sense because he's been doing a bunch of these food reviews, these drink reviews, the garbage review piles with the green screens. I mean, there's a lot of action going on inside of Nova's house, and it's no surprise that the bugs want to get in on this action, because at the end of the day, Nova's going to show up and he's going to showcase just how he's losing all of this weight. All these people have been making comments, asking him questions. Nova, are you on Ozempic? Are you on Wegovy or whatever? Are you on any of these other GLP-1s? How are you doing this? And he says, I'm a tried and true method. I'm a king when it comes to working in the kitchen. Just look at these absolutely sanitary conditions that he's operating in.
So without this juice, we may have never had Pogs. Go ahead and open this container up. Give it a sniff. Ooh, that smells really good.
Now, I had to include that juice clip at the end there because I don't want Nova to be appropriating my culture, alright? As somebody who is a 90s kid and did play with Pogs, if you can even call playing with Pogs an actual thing, never understood how the game actually worked, but you could get little cardboard discs that looked like Looney Tunes, and we all know Nova's only, what, 21, turning 22 soon? Like, he's appropriating my culture, alright? Take that back. Alright, you don't understand what Pogs were, alright? Get out of here, alright? That was a trend, us 90s kids, all of us cool guys who were hanging out in friends' basements throwing cardboard discs at each other. That's what we understood. Nova, get out of here with that. Focus on cleaning up your kitchen a little bit, because I've watched this chicken cooking video. He claims it's grilled chicken in the title. It looks like it might be breaded chicken. It's hard to tell. There's some black burnt bits going on inside the pan. He's got cheese, little crusties going on everywhere. There's grease all over the place. This kitchen has probably not been wiped down, maybe ever. Now, once again, you know, I play my own devil's advocate here. It's so easy to just sit here, hit a step back three in the motherfucker's face and move on with your day. But I'm not gonna do that, alright? I'm gonna stand up because I have been in gross kitchens in the past. Mine personally, not so much. You know, I try, at least scrub down the stovetop. Counters might be a different thing, but if you've gone to college or you had friends who lived in a dorm or lived in some shit house on campus or something, you've seen some atrocities. You've seen some derelict households. And, you know, if you're a little bit of a scoundrel like myself and maybe you were, you know, hitting the town as a nice little youngin' going to crazy places, you probably ended up in some absolutely just garbage homes in the past, and you've witnessed some just pure nastiness going on, especially in a kitchen area. Especially you got some young, first time living on their own type of men out there. Yeah, they're probably not going to make the kitchen the cleanest place in the entire world. The toilet will probably be worse than that, but Nova hasn't shown us a toilet review at any time recently. And if he can't clean a more obvious location like the stovetop that literally has shredded pieces of cheese just melting into the very vinyl fabric of the existence of the stove, you can't really expect that the shit stains have been scrubbed out too well in the toilet. So that might be a review that we'll get to some later day, because people are starting to get on this bandwagon of asking for a new cleaning arc, a new cleaning review, because we all saw the disgustingness that was, his pillows and his walls just covered in blood, maybe. Some people were saying that it looked like bed bug stains or something. I don't know. I've never reached that level of just pure disgust in my personal life, so I'm not quite the expert. I've seen a lot of these people that we cover on this channel, their little dens, their little dugouts, and it doesn't look very good. But, Nova is focusing on the important things, and that's trying to revitalize his YouTube channel. He doesn't have to clean the garbage up. He doesn't have to make a healthy meal. Instead, he's gonna pretend like he understands the NBA, and he's gonna play some basketball, and he's just... the commentary and the understanding of the modern day sport is just out of this world.
Where my goat LeBron at? Where my goat? Where my goat at? Gotta go with my goat LeBron, obviously. Gotta go with my boy Giannis. Oh! Curry, pass it to me. I'm open. I'm open, damn it. Oh, let's go! Let's go!
And you just know, if you had any inkling of athleticism in your life, you've probably played a sport with the type of kid like Nova who has zero athleticism at all inside of them, but they want to try and flex and show off to everybody. So they'll take the basketball, they'll kick the soccer ball, and they'll just absolutely whiff on it. And they'll just launch it into the rafters or kick the ball over the fence or something. Everybody's like, what the hell, man? You know your time and place. Over here, he's calling him Stephen Curry. I personally, I'm not a huge NBA guy. I'm not a huge basketball guy, but, most people, I feel like, refer to him as Steph Curry. But, you can push that to the side. It's just, oh, wait, you're going to start nitpicking the Steph and Stephen? Wow, how nitpicky are you? I am going to nitpick Giannis. All right, I'm gonna nitpick that a little bit, all right, because anybody that's watched it understands it's Giannis. But regardless, Nova only knows of all of these players that show up on his screen, he only actually knows LeBron, and it would be hard for somebody that is existing in modern United States society to at least not know his name and probably at least recognize him if they saw him. And Nova was getting excited. Just imagine, pretty soon, LeBron's gonna retire and maybe he won't show up in these intro graphics. Nova's gonna be lost. Who else is he gonna say that is his GOAT? Who's gonna bring it up? He doesn't have any other options. But I feel like I'm just getting a little bit too nitpicky if I'm being too frank. We should really focus on the bread and butter of what Nova's channel is, because he keeps trying to do these branch out arcs where he's like, I'm gonna be a Fortnite guy, I'm gonna play Forza, I'm gonna do this and that, and he can only stomach those things for like 10 minutes before his attention or his anger just overwhelms and fills him with rage. So he's gotta alleviate that pain one way or another, and the best way that he knows how is to just shove something down his gullet.
Okay, I think my voice is not better yet. Mark my words, I'm never getting that burnout flu again.
And I hate to harp on the same messaging that I've done in terms of his weight loss and his diet and everything associated with that, but it has to make you wonder some things, because he claims that some of these videos are drafts in the past, but I've talked about it before as to I don't know why he is storing these videos to release at a later date. Who's sitting on the edge of their seat like, man, is Nova finally gonna review the Pizza Hut hot wings? Is he finally gonna do it? I can't wait for him to finally post that review. I haven't been able to eat Pizza Hut until he's reviewed the food. For the love of God, Nova, my family is starving. We're on the side of the streets. The bugs are eating us. Please take the bugs back and release a food review. We're begging you. Do something kind for once in your life. Finally try and understand what we're actually looking for. And it's him trying to equate the genius understanding he has in the complexities of a food review, in particular barbecue. He has a great understanding, and he's going to review the top items that AI has told him on Google that are associated with a classic barbecue meal, and he's going to go to a tried and true smokehouse. And that's going to be the chain Dickies, and he's going to review the most delicious foods he can possibly find.
The most common order that I saw was pork ribs, beef brisket, and cheddar and jalapeno sausage with potato salad and fried okra. So that is what I ordered. However, okay, it is so tender. There we go. Let's do a pull test. Oh, fuck that. That is not tender at all. Close up for y'all. It's a texture.
Nova eats one vegetable in his entire life and his body just self-destructs and melts down. It's even a fried thing. Now, personally, this might be controversial. The AI bot, it's not getting these things right. Secondly, you can't be going to a national chain like Dickies or what even is another national barbecue chain. I don't even know. Because it doesn't translate well. All right, in order to get an actual good barbecue, you gotta go and actually have it from a smoker with fresh meat. You know, I know, crazy foreign idea that Nova can't possibly follow up with. But secondly, fried okra, I know it's popular in select regions necessarily, but I'm not. You're telling me that's more popular than mac and cheese or baked beans as a side? Get that out of here. I'm not believing that for a second. Follow up. Okra, me personally, sometimes it's just too slimy. All right. I know Nova's grossing out over here over vegetables, and it's easy to just doink on them and be like, haha, you don't eat vegetables, Nova. But I don't even really like okra. I'd rather have some nice green beans and ham. I'd rather have, sweet potatoes, maybe a bourbon glaze on there. Ooh, we're getting it. We're going after it. But you just have to love the inability to really plan out a video like this. And it's just like, you're leaving me an easy layup here. What am I supposed to say? I'm supposed to come over here and be like, look at this chump. He thinks he understands the tenderness of meat, and then he proves he doesn't. What a bozo. I mean, like, is that the stage that I'm reaching at this point? Am I covering Nova too frequently? Am I just looking into details that don't even exist anymore? Because at the end of the day, Nova tries to branch out from time to time, trying to do these wacky, crazy things, and I don't even know why. I really don't. Are there trends that exist on TikTok? I'm not on there super frequently when I'm not looking for characters like this. I don't see what the new hips and happenings are, what's going down, what's going up. I don't really know what's going on over there. So, like, maybe there was a viral trend of, let's eat garbage fast food barbecue, and Nova's like, I gotta review that video and get it out there so that saturated content can talk about it. I don't know. Maybe I'm missing a thing here or there, but he understands that his true core audience just wants to see him spurg out and just have an absolute foodgasm over some delicious fried garbage from some national chain somewhere else.
Okay, they were supposed to give me ranch with my appetizers, and they never did. Damn it. I'm gonna have to use the ranch from the wings. Let's get a cheese pull. Yes! Yeah! $14 for a personal pizza? Are you fucking kidding me? And I got 2 of them. That's $28 for 2 pizzas. When I can go down to Domino's and get 2 for less than 15, and they're double the size. I paid way too much money on those 2 pizzas to make this video. Was it worth it? Hell fucking no! I don't think I'm going back to Round Table again unless I really, really want the Polynesian wing.
So I don't even know what Round Table is. Maybe somebody can fill me in with that. I try and avoid, these just random, out of the blue places like that in particular. And if Nova's reviewing something, it's probably not something I'm going to want to try out anytime soon. But in particular, you just have to love, he can love everything about your meal, but you charge him just a little bit too much and he's going to fucking shit on you. He's going to say you're the worst restaurant to ever exist. Now, the funny thing is, he's reviewing at least one of these every single week, right? So you're spending $50, $60, $70 on some random garbage that you slop down in 20 minutes, all right? So that's one thing. And secondly, people have been pointing things out, not me, all right? I'm just reporting the news. I'm just the newsman. I don't give any opinions here. That would be preposterous. But some people recall when Nova was begging for money in order to pay his rent. He needed like $500 in order to pay his mom for rent, and you're over here just dropping $2,000, $3,000, $6,000 on food reviews. You just can't control yourself. Why don't you save up some of that? If you're trying to lose all this weight and you are definitely correcting your diet, as we can see by the examples you're laying out for us, maybe you can cut back on going out to eat at different places and invest that into moving out on your own. Doesn't that seem like a crazy idea? Nova, and it's like, what else are you trying to progress in life at this point? You're just eating foods and living in piles of garbage inside your mom's house? Like, that's the goal that we're looking for. We're not trying. You don't like Idaho, you've already said that. Why not try and get out and explore the world, Nova? But no, Instead, he's gonna take a path that not many other brave souls have tried to accomplish, and that's being a professional race car driver. Now, through a video game, of course, or you keep that in mind, through a video game. Now, I'm going to show an expert's gameplay to start off with, okay? We're going to see how an expert would play this game, and then we're going to compare it to how Nova would play this game.
Alright, so I've accelerated. What, I can't use tilt controls? What are racing games without tilt controls?
Try a few laps with the data open and get a feel for how to control them.
Fuck.
Now, some might say this is cherry picking, alright? You're just picking clips that fit your narrative, and how dare you say something like that? Alright, let's take this completely random and anonymous, to be completely honest, professional driver. Now, he's got a nice little setup that appears to be inside somebody's attic. Who knows? Probably his own, obviously. He probably owns his own house, and, you know, he's got his nice little steering wheel. Now, I would think that a professional driver needs like some sort of rainbow overalls to tie yourself in to pretend like you're in a race car, but maybe that's like an upgrade that you might get later down the road. But you know, the focus, the attention on, you know, we have to be able to see how you're driving. Otherwise, you're over here playing with tilt controls. What is this? What is this? Wii Racing? What is this? Mario Kart? Huh? What is this? Diddy Kong Racing? Who do you think you are? You need to get professional gear if you're going to try and move forward and move up a tier in terms of becoming a professional racer, because this is the type of competition that you're going to have to go up against, all right? And, you know, maybe I should be a bit more cheerful, leave with a nice little smile on my face, a nice little smile on all your faces. It's Valentine's Day, basically, after all, but, you know, I've decided to go dark mode. I've decided to go to the dark side, into the shadow realm, because after all, this Friday the 13th, so might as well just, you know, slam doink here, slam doink there. Who really cares at this point? But either way, feel like I've been covering Nova a lot in the recent month or two, so we might take a step back. We might take a step back and focus on some other goons out there, because I do have some things building up in the chamber, just haven't had time to get them done necessarily, or you know, it's just a lot of stuff to consume and build up and yada yada, whatever. Who cares about me complaining? Hope you guys had a good one, and until next time, I'll talk to you guys later. Peace.
We're 8% of the way to that silver play button. It truly means a lot, and I do appreciate it. My gratitude goes out to all of you.